Originally set to launch this May, Amazon Game Studios has announced their upcoming MMORPG New World has been delayed to August instead due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which has caused challenges for the studio. Game director behind the New World, Scott Lane, has now shared a new release date which will be August 25th, along with the closed beta being pushed to July. The alpha will remain live, which has been providing valuable feedback through player experience. We also got new details about the gameplay and combat system this week. In a feature in Xbox Magazine, senior developers shared New World will be using Amazon Web Servers, which promises a smooth game experience for the MMORPG using Amazon's cloud servers. New World also approaches their class-based system in a different way to most MMOs. Instead of building characters with a particular class based on skills, players will pick their class using weapons instead, allowing to adopt the playstyle you want based on gear. Scott Lane also explains that the real-time combat in the New World is very skill-based. If you've had experience with games such as Dark Souls, you'll feel right at home with taking on higher-level enemies in New World. What's also great to know is Amazon's plan for the future of the game. According to the head of play experience, David Verfaeli, they plan to support the game and improve the combat system over the next 10 years after launch. New World was originally supposed to launch next month, but due to the current pandemic, has been pushed to a August 25th release date. The closed beta is expected to launch this July. If you're interested to get a peek at the game, be sure to sign up on their official website. Square Enix chief developer on Final Fantasy XIV has announced that the pandemic has caused the game's development schedule to be impacted. Producer and director Naoki Yoshida expressed in a statement online that the MMO's next big update patch could be delayed by a month due to the current situation. Yoshida shared that the lockdown in cities in East Asia, North America, and Europe has caused challenges for delivering graphic assets plus voice recording. Working from home has posed certain limitations for the Tokyo team, meaning both production and quality assurance teams are working well beyond normal capacity. The next update was supposed to launch in June, but with the delay, the release date is now uncertain. Yoshida apologized for the delay, but shares the importance of physical and mental health for the development team. Bethesda has released a new trailer for the Fallout 76 new update Wastelanders, showing NPC interactions, dialogue trees, new factions, and more. Wastelanders released this week, bringing new interactions to be had, storyline and dialogue trees with human NPCs. It also shows the two factions that are joining the Appalachia in the latest trailer. A treasure is hidden somewhere in the Appalachia, attracting attention from settlers and raiders alike to the region. The Vault's overseer is now concerned with them returning to the lands. It's up to players to solve a number of tasks, with both factions offering quests and rewards. Fallout 76 Wastelanders launched on April 14th on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Upcoming Monster Hunter World Iceborne title Update 13.5 will be launching on all platforms, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC on April 23rd. The news was announced by Capcom along with the details that Master Rank Kolv Taroth and Arch-Tempered Namiel will be joining as part of a limited time event quest after the update goes live. Along with the new monsters comes new armor, Kolv Taroth Alpha Plus and Namiel Gamma Plus. There are also new pendants to gain. Capcom previously announced that all platforms will be title synced in terms of content starting in April, meaning PC will now start receiving content at the same time as consoles, and Update 13.5 marks the first title sync. Monster Hunter World Iceborne is now available on both PC and consoles. If you need some help exploring the new icy biome, be sure to visit our Monster Hunter World Iceborne wiki for all the latest info. Originally set to launch on April 16th, the action RPG Hellpoint inspired by Dark Souls and Dead Space has been delayed. The developer Cradle Games and publisher tinyBuild have announced it will now release in Q2 of 2020 for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. The delay follows a number of announcements for games at the moment due to the pandemic, which has caused challenges for a number of developers to stay on track for launches. The title is a blend of challenging Souls-like combat and sci-fi set aboard the futuristic ship called the Irid Nova. Players will meet monstrous beings, explore different areas, and face a number of gruesome deaths if they fail against the hellish enemies and bosses. Perfect World Entertainment and Gunfire Games have announced a new DLC for the co-op shooter Remnant from the Ashes called Swamp of Corpses, launching on April 28th for PC for $9.99, coming later to PS4 and Xbox One. Taking on the new survival mode, players will venture on with only a pistol and some scrap to aid them, into the upgraded version of the World of Courses. Take on an intense permadeath challenge while travelling randomly through the corrupted world stones to various biomes to seek out new rewards. Fight to survive the challenging bosses plus enemies in dungeons and more. The expanded Swamp of Courses location will introduce new story content including quests and events, gain some powerful gear which includes weapons, armor, mods, traits, as well as 50 new armor skins. Firaxis have announced a new standalone title, XCOM Chimera Squad, will be releasing as soon as next week. The new title by developer Firaxis, XCOM Chimera Squad, is set 5 years after the events of XCOM 2, where aliens inhabited the Earth and it was up to you to gather a resistance to take it back. In Chimera Squad, however, things have changed dramatically. Humans and aliens once at war with one another now live together in an uneasy truce. You now run a police unit of humans and aliens, and even hybrids known as the Chimera Squad. There are definitely some big differences with this entry of XCOM, including the addition of interlacing turns. There is also no permadeath, which has appeared in previous XCOM titles. Instead, team members that get critically injured will gain a stat debuff. XCOM Chimera Squad will release on April 24th on PC. You can pre-order the title with 50% off until May 1st for $9.99. Developer Etra Games behind upcoming Torchlight 3 reveals new customizable player fortresses coming in the sequel. Each player gets their own unlockable fortress, which they will gain fairly early in the game, letting players build a number of customizable features. This can be earned through completing quests and progressing through contract tiers. Torchlight 3 is set to launch sometime on PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One in 2020, with a beta along the way as well. Gamescom 2020, which was meant to take place in Cologne, Germany this August, has officially been cancelled. The German government has now banned gatherings of large capacity, extending it to the end of August due to the pandemic. The official Gamescom Twitter account put out an official statement stating that in regards to this measure, in no circumstances will they move forward with a physical event. Instead, they are opting for a digital event. As for when the digital event will take place, more likely between August 25th to 29th, which were the original dates for Gamescom. Well, that's it for the Week in the Wikis. Please join us again next week for yet another great week of gaming. Remember to check out our VIP program for some exclusive supporter benefits. And budding writers should take advantage of our Become an Author initiative. Thanks again for being part of this great community. Keep checking in with us with news, reviews, YouTube streams and vids, and general wiki goodness.